Ubisoft invited YouTubers to play Assassin's Creed Mirage early. Now, Summer Game Fest just happened and a couple of creators got invited to this event, and I myself even got an invitation to Summer Game Fest, but since I personally had a few other things to attend to at this moment, I wasn't really able to be there live on the Summer Game Fest. But there are a few YouTubers that I know that have actually gotten their hands on with Assassin's Creed Mirage gameplay, and it seems like the embargo date is finally up when they can share and talk about all of these things, about what they personally got to play with the game and what kind of an experience they got to see. Now, one of the YouTubers that actually got to play Assassin's Creed Mirage is Jake Bladino, and he even shared some of his thoughts on his early gameplay and what he feels about the game in general. Now, the first thing that Jake shared about Assassin's Creed Mirage is the black box missions, and if you guys know black box missions, then you would probably know that we've already seen something like this with Assassin's Creed Unity, and yes, it's pretty much the same, but then there's one flaw that Ubisoft was not allowing any of the YouTubers or even the people from the media to ever play anything other than just the side missions. Maybe they didn't want to spoil the story or something like that, or since the game is really small and revealing any part of the main storyline could basically just spoil the entire game. So that's probably why they did it. But as far as what Jake has shared, it seems like Ubisoft only allowed the people to take a look at the side missions, and it seems like the side missions actually allowed players to have a lot of black box mechanics where you could have multiple choices on how you want to play this mission. You can either go stealthy or you can either go ahead and choose whatever way you want to play the mission as, and you're also going to have optional objectives, which is something that Assassin's Creed games are very familiar for. And as far as what he says, it seems like the gameplay and everything, it's very different from any of the previous Assassin's Creed games, and the only game that he could basically compare Assassin's Creed Mirage with was Assassin's Creed 1, but then it had a completely different gameplay functions. It was not even like Assassin's Creed Unity, and I know that a lot of us have been assuming that this game is most likely going to be playing like Assassin's Creed Valhalla because it's a reskin of that game, because Mirage was originally planned as a DLC and then Ubisoft decided to make it a standalone or whatnot. But it seems like, as far as what Jake says, it is a completely different experience in terms of gameplay, which is of course a good thing in my opinion. And he also shared some of the information about the mounts that we have in the game. Now, as far as what Jake said, from the gameplay he got to see two different mounts. One of them is the horse, which is the standard thing, and then comes the camels. So these are the two mounts that will be available in the game as far as the main storyline goes. And obviously we can expect Ubisoft to add in some of the most unrealistic mounts or supernatural things in the games in terms of them just selling their microtransaction items and all that stuff. But it seems like the map size of Assassin's Creed Mirage is not actually very small. It's medium sized. It's not really that congested where you kind of feel like the map is too small or something like that. It's perfectly well made, and the map is basically divided into two different perspectives. One is the main city of Baghdad, where you're going to be spending most of your time in, and then comes the outskirts of Baghdad, which has a very huge explorable part of the map, such as deserts and mountains, where players will be able to go ahead and explore all of those locations, pretty much like Assassin's Creed Origins, where we got to see the huge pyramids and a huge open world in the desert and all the stuff. It's going to be the same, but then it's Baghdad. It also has a city and all that stuff. Now, Ubisoft actually sent me one of these promotional image of what the map of Baghdad is going to look like in Assassin's Creed Mirage, so you guys can basically get an idea of how this game looks like. Now, Jake here also shared some very important information about the character customization and how Basim as a character is going to be progressing over time as you progress through the storyline and as you keep upgrading your character. Now, one of the best things about Assassin's Creed Mirage is that you're not going to be progressing your character based on the skills or based on the abilities that you unlock. It is pretty much just going to be focused more towards the equipments that Basim uses in the game. So in terms of equipments and weapons, it seems like we're going to be having different smoke bombs, different bombs that you can craft or even purchase from a vendor. But it's a good thing that Ubisoft decided to just stick with equipments in order to upgrade your Basim and feel like the character is the same, much more powerful now that you have access to all of these different varieties of weapons. Now, one of the things that Jake here mentioned is that the teleportation system in Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is something that he felt like it's just whatever in the game, it just seems like it doesn't really fit inside the lore. And to be honest, I myself don't know why Ubisoft even added this feature in the game. Maybe they could have done some kind of a different animation or something like that, just because Basim Basim is really fast, and it seems like the lore says that the Animus is going to be glitching and all that stuff. But I honestly believe that Ubisoft could have done a better job in terms of just making Basim run real fast and have an actual animation rather than just teleporting from one place to another. That could have been way cooler if they could have added a much swifter and faster animation for Basim in order to assassinate multiple characters. Pretty much like what we get to see in Ghost of Tsushima. Like, you had the chain assassination ability where you could just assassinate multiple characters at the same time. And Jin Sakai would actually do this in a very fast-paced form. And I think Ubisoft could have taken inspiration from that. But rather than that, it just feels like whatever, you know, they just went for a much easier route where they just added in a teleportation thing. It's just a lazy work, if I have to be honest here. So yeah, apart from this, Ubisoft hasn't really given more hands-on. I believe that in the future, in coming months, Ubisoft is going to give access to some of the YouTubers. And hopefully, I'm just crossing my fingers that Ubisoft also ends up giving me a demo access so that I can share my experience and also let you guys know on what I personally feel about Assassin's Creed Mirage's gameplay and all this stuff. They did the same with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and thankfully I did get invited for that event. I did get to experience the game early hands-on, and if they do the same for Mirage, I believe I can also share the same experience with you guys on this channel. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated with all the latest informations that we keep getting about Assassin's Creed Mirage and all the upcoming open world games. So you guys should definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn the notifications on and set it to all, because that way you guys will get notified no matter what as I upload my videos every single day. Now with that being said, lads, if you guys did go on and enjoy the video, drop a big fat like, because your like and support, it really means a lot to me. It helps me out as a creator, it helps me get motivated and all that stuff. So your guys' support is very much appreciated. So please, lads, take a few seconds, show your boys some love. So yeah, let me just tell you, go ahead, smack the like button and just destroy it, man. And let me know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts, opinions about Assassin's Creed Mirage? Which edition of the game are you guys buying? Just leave your feedbacks, man. Absolutely free. What is even stopping you? And yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. And yeah, you can now click off the video, I guess. I'm just going. Wait, you didn't leave yet? What are you guys doing? Get out of here!